The question surrounding the Chicago Bears, will the Bears bring in a veteran edge? Well, we got that answer today as the Bears trade a 6th-round pick for Darrell Taylor. We're going to talk about it all and more, break it down, what it can mean for this team right after this.
Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got Stevo, Bobby, myself, Haize in the building today. And fellas, the Bears went out and got their edge. They just traded for 27-year-old edge/linebacker Darrell Taylor to bring him to the Chicago Bears team. This is a guy who kind of fits a lot of what the Bears need while still maintaining future flexibility and still leaving a pathway for a player like Austin Booker, Daniel Hardy to still possibly make this roster. I do think this signifies that Dominique Robinson's out of there. Over the course of his 3 years so far in the NFL, he's had 6.5, 9.5, and 5.5 sacks per season. And over that time, each one of those seasons, I should say, over that time, how do you guys feel about the acquisition?
Stevo, what you got for us? I gotta hear you first.
I mean, I like it. I think what stood out to me, the first thing I remember was that 9.5 sack season. So he went to go get somebody that he knows how to get home. And I think that's probably been the last result. We've been getting pressure, but we haven't been getting home. Now, over the preseason, we've seen some players in Austin Booker and Daniel Hardy that's getting home somewhat. Now, they're definitely causing pressure like we want, but we need somebody that's going to finish. And I can see him, especially with the defensive rotation that we like to run with Eric Washington and Flus. He's a good player that fits where we could put him on either side. And like you said, he's also a slash linebacker. He fits it. He's a big motherfucker, 6'4", 267. So I like the move. He only spent a 6th-round pick to go get him. He's still fairly young. He fits somewhat of the timeline that we're trying to do things. So I like the move.
This is what we was talking about last night. I'm like, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Poles made a move. You know what I'm saying? And the man made a move the very next day. And it, to me, when I instantly seen the trade, I'm like, what does this mean for Dominique Robinson? I think it might be over with. That's just what my train of thought was. I mean, we still got to wait to see what the cuts are going to look like. But to me, it seeming, I don't know. I'm trying to connect dots here. It seemed like Austin Booker might have a shot. Mo Walker might be moving inside. You got Daniel Hardy on the other side who can back up Montez Sweat. And now you bring in another young guy up in here who's an SEC product. So he definitely know that he's been in some tough battles. And the sacks have been there. And the man has only played about over 44% of his snaps, and he's still been productive. So the last 2 years, 44% of the snaps, and then in 2021 with Seattle, 46%. So this is one of those rotational pieces, and I'm just hoping to hear that Austin Booker is going to be named the starting defensive end. I don't know. I'm just hoping.
So we'll see what happens with the starting defensive end. But this, I mean, like you said, this is a guy who has not, and this is kind of the Ryan Poles move, right? Like if they do make him the starter, it's not necessarily bad because, like you said, he hasn't played a huge number of snaps and still been a productive player. So even if you want to let the Hardy and Austin Bookers come along slowly without thrusting them right into being a starter, this is a guy who's shown a propensity to maybe be a successful starter. And if he's not, all right, cool. We got these young guys in the wing. It's a calculated risk. It's a 6th-round pick. He's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. It's not a huge contract at all. If I'm not mistaken, he's only making $3 million. So it's not a huge contract at all. But look out for this. Remember, I told y'all his contract's $3 million. The Bears saved $3 million in waiving Larry Bourne. This keep basically the cap space the same.
And he got hurt last game.
He got hurt last game. So, but with that said, this is a really solid pickup. Like it's a solid veteran piece that, like I said, if you telling me he's only played 40% of his snaps and he's still gotten 5.5, 9.5, and 6.5 sacks,
that's productive as hell.
That's productive as fuck, bro. Like, and don't be surprised if I know Shane Waldron's the offensive coordinator, but he's been in Seattle. He's had to play and watch this guy in practice every single day. So I wouldn't be surprised if Shane Waldron was in Ryan Poles' ear, like, hey, this Taylor guy, he's pretty damn good. So it's a smart, calculated risk again by Ryan Poles. Again, that future forecasting, looking at things. It's not a whole lot of money. It's barely a blip on your salary cap at that. And you bring in somebody who It's just can play a nice role for you, or he could be your starter. And one thing after the game, we didn't get to talk about it after the game because I was half asleep. The fact that I made it through a whole post game show, 2 of them last night, surprised the fuck out of bro. When I tell y'all, I little peek behind the curtain. Why did I wake up in this chair at 2:00 in the morning yesterday?
Bro, bro took a nap.
Bro, I woke up just like this, bro, and I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, but anyway, but Matt Eberflus said after the game yesterday that one of his biggest concerns after the preseason is the depth at the defensive tackle. So this makes you be able to keep Walker at your tackle to provide some depth while you have enough depth at that edge position of guys you want to take a look at. And Taylor's still a 27-year-old player. Like I've said, Ryan Poles is all about his 1-year prove-it deals. This is kind of, in a way, a 1-year prove-it deal.
For sure. Oh, for sure. Because I was going to say, Andrew Billings, he came in, he put the work in, and he got himself a contract. Yeah. And it's still a relatively cheap contract, but you lock him up, a big fella that can come in and provide some run defense for the squad. Hey, this guy could potentially, you know what I'm saying, help out and be one of those rotational pieces for the foreseeable future. We shall see, though. It's up to him. I'm anxious to see what's gonna come down the pike when it comes to these cuts now. Because it was like Khalid Kareem, he had the moments, but Stevo, you hit the nail on the head when you said the guys just had to get home, because Khalid Kareem, he was there, but he wasn't getting home. So you gotta do what's best for the squad at the end of the day. At the end of the day.
Like that's cool. Like it's cool that like I think the fact that it's cool that we're seeing a lot of like blitz coming from the corners and the backers, but that also shows you at the same time we're not getting home enough. And the only time we were getting home, most of the time Sweat was on the field and Austin was on the field. So if it's just one side that's being so dynamic, you need somebody to match that on the other side. So he had to put somebody that he knew for sure that has the productions to show and the pass to show that he knows how to get home. And like you said, we played Seattle. Pose watches who gave us work last year. And like you said, Shane Wall just been up and close and personal with him. So, hey, it's a very calculated risk. It's a 6th-round pick. I ain't tripping about it.
I ain't tripping about it either, because the last few 6th-round picks, we don't even know if we seen them.
Exactly. Like, Noah Sewell wasn't. Noah Sewell was like a 5th-round pick, wasn't he? He ain't doing shit.
Like if you for in 3 years in the NFL, like keep in mind, you just got this for a 6th-round pick, and he's a former 2nd-round pick. But for over 3 years in the NFL, the dude has 91 total tackles, 21 and a half sacks, 6 fumbles forced, 1 fumble recovery in 3 years, and you got that for a 6th-round pick. And Bobby just said he's played 40% of the snaps since he's been. Come on, man.
For the most part,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. So you definitely, as Ryan Pose, you had to explore that option. And I ain't gonna lie, I know Judon is more proven, but I kind of like this move a little bit more, because now you don't have to allocate a large amount of money just to see if this guy is like that. And if he is like that, I don't know if he's gonna be a guy that turns and say, "Hey, you got to pay this guy upwards of $20-some million." So it's a good risk. It's a good risk.
Yeah, and I wasn't really a big fan of bringing Yannick back either. So I'm kind of glad they made this.
We agreed on that last night too. We was like, yeah we understood, but at this point, we was just passing on it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, don't get me wrong, Unique Ngakoue is a vet, all that, but like you're getting not the same, because Unique Ngakoue sneezed his way to 9.5 and 10 sacks, but Unique Ngakoue has a pretty big flaw in the run game. This guy, Darrell Taylor, from what I'm saying, is solid in the run and the pass game. So you're getting somebody who's solid on both sides that can be a depth piece if your young guys in Austin Booker just adamantly needs to be the starter. Again, with Eric Washington and the way he likes to rotate that defensive line, you're still going to get a lot of Darrell Taylor, and he's already been productive in getting 40% of the snaps. So I'm not mad at it at all.
And Yannick 30. I'm good.
That's a fact as well.
No, real. You said this fella right here, you're 27, right?
27.
So still got some youth in him. And hey,
he probably got even more with the lack of snaps he been taking.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Only 44%. He definitely still should have some juice left.
That man probably really a 25-year-old man the way he feels.
Facts.
So Not mad at it at all, Brody. Like I'm happy with what we're seeing right now. And Ryan Poles once again shows that he is going to continue to be aggressive to keep
In
adding
the
to this
ninth
team.
hour.
Yeah, bro. Like
For real.
I mean, at this point, I had just came to the conclusion that we were probably just gonna be chilling, man. So
That's what I thought. But nah, Ryan Post, he said, nah, hold on, y'all wake up. It's time to get right. It's time to get right.
so
Thanks.
any last thoughts on this before we get up out of here, fellas?
Nah, good move.
Definitely good
Agreed.
move.
Definitely a good move. Can't wait to see what happens. Interested to see who's gonna stay, who's gonna go. Y'all just make sure y'all tune in. Hit your notification bell because once the news drop, y'all know who's dropping. Even if it's only one of us or 5 of us, we gonna be right here. So turn your notification bells on and make sure you are subscribed because we gonna be dropping.
Yeah.
Bro.
News drops, we drop. That's just the way it goes around here. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and suck it up and pay for X Premium so we can start back live streaming to Twitter because we missing out on some things, not live streaming to Twitter. It's always got to pay some goddamn money, man. That
Right.
sucks.
Fucking Elon Musk.
Elon
real,
fucking
boy,
Musk, bro.
he
Like it's
not
crazy.
playing.
Man. Elon, like, give me that check, my boy. I'm like, fuck you, nigga. But yeah, solid. And hey, guys, keep in mind, a lot of edges are listed as linebackers. He's not a linebacker. He's played edge primarily exclusively over the course of his NFL career. So don't just look at how ESPN listed him at a linebacker. He's primarily played edge. That's where he's played. That's what he's going to do coming to this time.
And not too many linebackers is playing at 267 no more.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, because as good as Michael Parsons is, he's undersized as an edge rusher. And that's why every time in the playoffs, he get pushed around. So,
matter of fact, let me ask this before we go. I know we were wrapping up. Do y'all think there's any chance that we see him line up some at defensive tackle as well with how creative Eric Washington likes to get?
Nah, because based on what I've seen of him, Walker a way better D tackle than he is. So I don't know if he's gonna get any shine over Billings, Walker, and Dexter. Hell nah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on the matchup. It'll be interesting to see for sure. So I don't really know.
It's if it's a young ass center, maybe.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Why at edge? Have you watched this team?
We need
That's what
we've been knowing that we've needed an edge since before the season started, my boy.
He was probably the same motherfucker acting for Danielle Hunter. So what you mean why? You was probably the same motherfucker that wanted Matthew Judon. What you mean why?
But yeah, that's funny. BL Jet says, I want Elon Musk money. If you do have Elon Musk. See, look, I don't like that BL Jet be trying to act like he's not rich. Nigga, we follow you on Facebook, bro. We've seen it. Like, come on, man.
I seen that motherfucking suit, nigga. That ain't no
bro.
That ain't no
That ain't no KNG. That ain't no KNG ass suit.
BL Jet just casually walks around in Prada, like as just walk around clothes. Like, nigga, what are we doing here, bro?
We seen your car yesterday. Kev showed us the picture.
Exactly. That nigga pushes a button and the car drives up to him. No cap.
We definitely seen your car outside of Target. It was busted.
No, mama. Literally.
All right, y'all, man. But like they said, stay in tune with this, man. When news drops, we drop, period. We appreciate you guys so much for everything and how y'all support this team. Make sure you guys are following us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a comment and or text message, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We out, y'all. And the daily's getting posted. No, this will not be on the daily.